Everybody wants success. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to change their lives. But when it comes down to doing the work, when it's time to grind, sacrifice, and push through, the excuses start rolling in. I'm too tired. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the right connections. I don't have time. Lies. All of them. Excuses are nothing more than stories you tell yourself to justify why you're staying stuck. They're chains you willingly wrap around your own ankles. And here's the worst part. You believe them. You believe your limitations are real, but let me tell you something. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment you take back your power. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. If you want success, if you want change, if you want to become the person you were meant to be, there is only one path: taking full ownership of your life. That means no blaming, no complaining, no waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Listen, every successful person you admire had every reason to quit. They had obstacles, they had failures, they had moments where they could have said, this is too hard, but they didn't. They pushed through, they found a way, because that's what winners do. You think success is about luck? No. Success is about taking relentless, unshakable action. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up every single day, even when the world is throwing everything it has against you. You're tired, do it anyway. You're scared, do it anyway. You failed, get up and do it again. Because every time you push past your excuses, you get stronger. Every time you take action instead of making an excuse, you build the life you want. You say you want to be successful, prove it. You say you want change, prove it. You say you're tired of being broke, being stuck, being average, prove it. There's no magic formula, no secret shortcut. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the excuse you keep telling yourself. And today, right now, you have a choice. Will you keep making excuses, or will you finally step up, take control, and do whatever it takes? The choice is yours. There was a man who wanted to change his life. He dreamed of success, wealth, and freedom. He would sit in his room at night staring at the ceiling, imagining what it would be like to finally break free. But every time the opportunity to take action came, he had a reason why he couldn't. He told himself he wasn't ready. He told himself he didn't have enough money. He told himself he wasn't talented enough. He told himself he'd start tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week became next month, and before he knew it, years had passed. His dreams, once burning bright, had dimmed. He watched others rise, others succeed, and he convinced himself they had something he didn't. Maybe they were lucky, maybe they had the right connections, maybe they were just naturally gifted, but here's the truth. None of that was real. The only thing separating him from the life he wanted was the web of excuses he wrapped himself in. Excuses are nothing more than lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. They make failure feel justified. They make inaction seem reasonable. They let you sit on the sidelines of your own life and pretend it's not your fault. But deep down, you know the truth. You know you could have pushed harder. You know you could have woken up earlier. You know you could have practiced more. You know you could have taken that risk. Excuses aren't real obstacles, they're illusions. They're stories you create to protect yourself from the discomfort of growth. Because growth is painful. Change is terrifying. Taking responsibility for your life means admitting that the only thing standing in your way is you, and that's a hard pill to swallow. But the moment you swallow it, the moment you stop believing the lies you've told yourself for years, you take back your power. You stop blaming your past, you stop blaming the government, you stop blaming your parents, your circumstances, your lack of resources. You realize that all of those things are just convenient shields to hide behind. There are people who have had nothing, no money, no support, no education, who built themselves up from scratch. There are people who were born into pain, into suffering, into absolute hardship, who decided that no excuse was strong enough to hold them back. So what's your excuse? You're tired? Someone else is running on 2 hours of sleep and still chasing their dreams. You're broke? Someone else started with less than you and built an empire. You're scared? So is everyone else, stepping into the unknown, but they do it anyway. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's the ability to call out their own excuses and refuse to let them win. Think about the moments in your life where you backed down, where you gave up before you even tried. Be honest. What did you tell yourself? What lie did you feed your mind to justify playing small? Maybe you said you didn't have the time, but let's be real. You had time to scroll through social media, time to watch TV, time to waste on distractions that did nothing for your future. Maybe you said you weren't good enough, but how would you even know if you never put in the effort to improve? Maybe you said you didn't have the right resources. But the truth is, resources are created by those who refuse to accept excuses. The world doesn't owe you anything. No one is coming to save you. You can either keep telling yourself the same tired story, or you can rewrite the narrative. You can either stay in the same place, living the same life, or you can stand up, take control, and do what needs to be done. It's time to stop waiting, stop delaying, stop justifying failure before you even try. The next time your mind feeds you an excuse, call it out, challenge it, crush it. Because the life you want isn't on the other side of luck or privilege. It's on the other side of every excuse you refuse to let control you. There comes a moment in life when you have to make a decision. Either you take full control of your destiny or you let the world control it for you. Most people don't even realize they're doing it, but they hand over their power every single day. They blame their circumstances, their past, the people around them. They point fingers at their parents for not raising them right, at their boss for not recognizing their potential, at the economy, at society, at everything except the one person who truly has control, themselves. And as long as you keep blaming, you stay stuck, you stay powerless. Because every time you blame something external, you are saying, I am not in control. You are saying, my life is dictated by forces beyond me. And the more you believe that, the more you accept that you have no ability to change. But here's the truth. The moment you decide to take extreme ownership of your life, everything shifts. No more blaming, no more excuses, no more waiting for someone else to fix things for you. If something isn't working, it's on you to change it. If you're not where you want to be, it's your responsibility to get there. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't matter who hurt you, who doubted you, who didn't give you the tools you needed. The only thing that matters is what you do next. That's what separates those who win from those who don't. The ones who win take responsibility for everything, not just the good, but the bad, the ugly, the failures, the setbacks. They don't waste time blaming because they understand that blaming doesn't change anything. Action does. Think about it. Every time something goes wrong, you have two choices. You can either find someone or something to blame, or you can ask yourself, what can I do about this? One keeps you stuck, the other puts you in motion. If your business fails, you can blame the market, or you can figure out how to adapt. If you're out of shape, you can blame genetics, or you can take control of your health. If your relationships aren't where you want them to be, you can blame the other person, or you can take ownership of how you show up. Winners take responsibility, even for things that aren't directly their fault, because they know that by taking ownership, they take power. Does this mean life will always be fair? No. Does it mean bad things won't happen? Of course not. But life isn't about fairness, it's about how you respond. Look at the most successful people in the world. They all had reasons to quit. They all had moments where they could have blamed their circumstances, but instead they asked themselves, what can I do? What action can I take? And that's what changed everything, because when you take ownership, you stop waiting. You stop waiting for motivation, for luck, for the perfect timing. You stop looking for permission to go after what you want. You understand that no one is coming to save you and no one should. This is your life, your dream, your responsibility. It won't be easy. Owning your life means owning your failures, your mistakes, your weaknesses. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I'm the reason I'm not where I want to be. And that's hard, but you know what's harder? Living a life where you never reach your full potential because you kept waiting for someone else to fix things for you. So today, right now, decide that from this moment on, you will take full ownership of your life, that you will take responsibility for everything, the good, the bad, the challenges, the opportunities, that no matter what happens, you will focus not on what went wrong, but on what you can do next. Because the moment you do that, there's a reason why some people rise while others stay stuck. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not intelligence, it's action, relentless action. The kind of action that doesn't stop when things get tough. The kind of action that keeps moving forward when others quit. The kind of action that doesn't wait for permission, for motivation, for the right time. Most people never get what they want because they hesitate, they overthink, they let fear creep in. They convince themselves they need more time, more knowledge, more preparation. But the truth is, action is what creates clarity. Action is what separates those who talk from those who do. Success isn't built on what you think about doing. It's built on what you do every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Because there will be days when you're tired, days when you're discouraged, days when nothing seems to be working. And those are the moments that determine everything. Those are the moments where most people slow down, make excuses, and eventually stop. But the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who take relentless action no matter what, they are the ones who win. Think about a river carving through rock. Doesn't do it through force, it does it through persistence, drop after drop, flow after flow, never stopping, never hesitating. Over time, it breaks through what seemed unbreakable. That's exactly how success works. It's not one big dramatic move. It's the daily grind, the small, consistent steps, the action you take even when no one's watching, even when nothing seems to be happening. Most people stop when they don't see instant results. They expect success to be a straight line, a clear path. But success is messy. It's filled with setbacks, failures, obstacles, and that's where most people give up. Right before their breakthrough, they stop digging inches away from gold. They turn back just before the finish line, not because they weren't capable, but because they weren't relentless enough. Relentless action means showing up when it's hard. It means pushing forward when you're scared. It means failing and getting back up again over and over until you figure it out. Every person who's ever achieved greatness has done this. Every entrepreneur who built something from nothing, every athlete who became a champion, every artist who left a legacy, they all had moments where they could have quit, but they didn't, because they understood that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Fear will always be there, doubt will always whisper in your ear, but the difference between winners and everyone else is simple. Winners act despite fear. They don't wait for confidence, they build it through action. They don't wait for the perfect plan, they adjust as they go. They don't stop when things get hard, they push harder. Imagine two people with the same goal. One waits until they feel ready, the other takes action immediately, even if they don't have everything figured out. Fast forward a year, who do you think is further ahead? The one who started, the one who failed, learned, adapted, and kept moving, the one who didn't let fear, perfectionism, or self-doubt slow them down. That's what relentless action does. It builds momentum. It builds resilience. It forces life to bend in your favor because you refuse to stop. So whatever you want, success, happiness, financial freedom, physical transformation, it won't come from hoping, wishing, or waiting. It will come from taking action relentlessly no matter what stands in your way. Because when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to slow down, when you refuse to make excuses, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. There comes a time when you have to look yourself in the mirror and ask, how bad do I want this? Because if you want it bad enough, nothing will stop you. Not fear, not failure, not setbacks, not rejection, not the opinions of people who gave up on their own dreams a long time ago. You have two choices. You can keep waiting, keep hesitating, keep making excuses while life passes you by, or you can decide right now that nothing will stand between you and the life you were meant to live. You weren't born to be average. You weren't born to play small. There is a fire inside you, and it's time to let it burn. It's time to unleash the beast within. It's time to stop thinking and start doing. Stop dreaming and start executing. Stop waiting for the perfect moment and make the moment perfect. Because the truth is, nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you success on a silver platter. If you want it, you have to go get it. You have to fight for it. You have to earn it. They will doubt you. They will laugh at you. They will say you're crazy, but let them talk. While they're wasting time running their mouths, you'll be out there running the game. While they're making excuses, you'll be making moves. While they're watching from the sidelines, you'll be on the field, taking the hits, pushing through the pain, and getting closer to your goal. Because pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. There will come a day when you're old, when your time is almost up, and you will look back at your life. And in that moment, you won't regret the times you failed. You won't regret the times you struggled. You won't regret the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the grind. The only thing you will regret are the chances you didn't take, the moments when fear won, the times when you let excuses stop you, the dreams you let die because you were too afraid to chase them. Don't let that be your story. This is your moment. This is your time. This is the day you stop making excuses and start making history. The great ones didn't get there by accident. They got there because they refused to quit. They got there because they knew that success isn't given, it's taken, and they took it. So now it's your turn. You want to be successful? Then be relentless. You want to change your life? Then take massive action. You want to leave a legacy? Then work so hard they can't ignore you, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to one simple truth. You either make excuses or you make progress, but you can't do both. So what's it going to be?